You're swimming in that shit. What is going on, people? Welcome back to the Top Tier Podcast. This is episode 99.
Oh my god.
Whew. My name is Brendan. You can, of course, find me over on the YouTubes at youtube.com/Retel Factor. You can find this show, the Top Tier Podcast, over at youtube.com/Top Tier Podcast. With me today, Whitney the Siren Santos.
Wow.
And Esports Money, Behr.
Snake is back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my
shit.
god.
So it's Tuesday. It's still morning, right?
I'm sorry. I'm just getting over the hype. We're all getting over the hype. Retel was going nuts too. We just watched the Nintendo press conference. We're going to talk about all about E3.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess.
Hell
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It's Tuesday morning. We just finished watching Nintendo E3. The festivities have technically just begun, but all the conferences have now concluded. How was E3, everyone? What did you guys think? Overall, before we get into the nitty-gritty, overall, how was E3 this year?
No Animal Crossing. Fuck it. Fuck this.
Fuck this.
Man, overall, I loved it. I thought it was a great E3. I thought, again, the gamers won at the end of the day. There've been a few E3s where, just overall, it wasn't
It was like, man,
super
yeah.
crazy about, and there was maybe one or two titles. This
Sure.
one, man, there was a lot of good shit to be excited about. Nintendo killed it, and surprisingly, Sony was the worst conference out of the big three.
Yeah.
Out of the big three. Obviously, EA's conference was the biggest pile of
Holy
dog
shit. That was almost like this is the first conference, And I'm just like, is this what we're in for, man? Is this setting the pace? Is this? But luckily we got the shit out of the way.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, there's a lot of bangers.
A lot of bangers.
There's
I don't know
some
if
good stuff.
all of these developers and hardware manufacturers had an agreement. It's are we gonna start just doing sizzle reels now? Is this the future of these press conferences? And that's something I was talking to Victor Lucas about, where he was just kind of that's not a good direction, because it's nice to see all the faces.
You gotta see the
behind.
faces. Yeah, you need a formal introduction.
Yeah.
We're watching the sizzle reel on the Nintendo Direct, and we're just watching whatever, and then Dragon Ball Fighters comes up. We're just like, what the fuck?
I know they did. Yes.
They just snuck that in there real coy.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Fighters on the Switch, that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
And I don't know, obviously not too much talking. There needs to be a really good middle ground.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we need to know these developers' stories and what they went through and how they feel about showing this project finally to all these people. Because I'm sure for the developers, it's the most special moment of their careers for some of them.
I think Ubisoft does a really good job of that, right?
They
Usually,
do.
especially last year's conference, and then this year they did a good job.
They did a good job too,
whenever you do that, it's a double-edged sword, because that's when you get all those awkward ass moments too, right?
It is, yeah.
Or people who drag on too long, or if you give a guy a mic for too long, you get a Game Awards situation like last year, right?
Yeah, yes.
The way out.
That's true. I remember that. Yeah,
So-
I mean, but those actually bring in, I think, a lot of people. I feel like sometimes, in some way, some of these developers want to make the cringe compilation, because it makes a lot of people want to tune into E3.
I guarantee you, everyone was talking about a way out after the Game Awards.
And it was. I remember it was all over Twitter. There was memes being made instantly.
They even talked about it on this year's E3 at the EA stage, right?
Did they?
They did. He's like, yeah, because he was
during
talking. They were talking about the EA originals or whatever the hell they're called, right? And they were
they call
talking
it the
about
EA
a way
original
out,
stuff. That's
way out, and he's like, yeah, you probably remember him from the Game Awards.
Oh my
And
god.
he gave a very obvious nod to it.
Yeah, I wish I brought my notes today, actually. I had everything written down from the conferences.
Right.
So that would have been nice to kind of go through a lot of stuff. But overall, just as a general satisfaction, I was extremely happy. I can't ask for more. That Microsoft press conference was so legit,
good.
too.
Very good.
As a
Wow.
gamer,
Some surprises.
Even
Big
if you're not an
surprises.
Xbox fan, you should be so excited for all those titles.
Yeah, well,
that are
that's the
coming
thing.
out.
I like a lot of what Microsoft is doing with the Games Pass and shit, but a lot of their conference was third party, but it was still they had the most, I want to say they had the most entertaining, non-stop reveal kind of conference. And that's what that makes people happy, right? Sony took a different approach, but okay, we'll get to all of that.
Yeah.
We did you were at EXP.
Yes.
Right?
This is a bar in Vancouver, a little video game bar and restaurant, I should call it. It's also probably more of a restaurant than anything, but we just did a little thing for Electric Playground where we just live streamed our reactions. We did this last year, except we did it in the studio where we do a pre-show And then we do, obviously, our live reactions with the conference, and then we do a post show where we break it down. Our pre-show is obviously our predictions, and we just talk about what that developer or company needs to do to kind of set the bar high and to really progress as a company and get people's attention. So it's really fun to do it with Vic. You know, he's
Victor Lucas.
Yeah, he's on a flight right now as we're recording this podcast. He's probably just landing.
Yeah.
Hopefully safe and sound. But he's been to every single E3
That's
since the start.
Wow.
So this is his 24th E3.
That's insane.
Oh my
So
God,
much.
that's a lot.
So much experience in the industry.
Yeah,
It's
and
crazy.
you know the funny thing though, out of it all, he's been to all of these conferences like in the past. He's invited to every single one.
Yeah.
He's been in the industry for so long, but he actually prefers staying back here now and just enjoying the conferences with everyone else live, and just kind of watching it in a more kind of tame setting.
It's almost the way to do it, right?
And then fly out to E3 on the first
Yeah.
day. And then just do all the interviews and coverage and news stories. So
yeah, it was cool. You guys did it at the bar, so I came in. I was there. I was there all fucking day yesterday.
yeah.
It was a great time.
Yeah,
a lot
it
of
was
fun.
good.
It was a cool way to do it.
Yeah, we were bringing in people up for interviews and stuff, and I think we brought you up for Bethesda's after the
Yeah, I came up
show.
and talked for a bit with you guys after Bethesda.
Yeah,
It
that was
fun.
really, really awesome. Vic was impressed with how you were answering. They were like, "Damn,
I know my
Retel's gonna
shit."
take my job." But it was really good. It was awesome. But you guys could probably find it somewhere on.
It's probably in the EPM
It is on the
archive,
EP channel
right?
for
Yeah.
sure. You gotta guys gotta go to the end and
Of
then look
Bethesda?
for Retel's face. I'm sure. I think you closed out the show with us too.
I did, yeah.
You were there
I was-
till the very end. So just go to the very end of the Bethesda video if you want to see Retel. But that was awesome. It was really, really cool. I was, speaking of Bethesda, I thought they nailed it too.
Holy
but
shit, Bethesda did a great job.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Devolver though, we watched that.
Crazy?
conference.
Crazy,
I-
yeah.
I-
Madness.
That was cringy.
I guess I should be just.
I mean, that's what they go for.
Do they
And then,
actually?
yeah, I think so. Because it's like it's almost like a parody of all the other press conferences.
Yeah, I don't
right?
think Whitney saw last year's. That's
Oh,
the thing.
okay,
This is
so
her
you-
first Devolver
Oh,
I was like,
experience.
what the fuck
What
is...
the fuck is going
I'm
on?
like, I'm never watching this again. Fuck this shit. No.
They got a narrative going on.
I told her to expect something different.
I watched it. I'm like, is this real? Are we getting? Am I getting catfished right now? Like, what is this?
And then for Nintendo, we came and you guys we had you over for breakfast.
It was
know, I
awesome.
took a
Thank you very
few-
much.
Oh,
few
yes,
little
yes.
videos. I think it'd be cool for the top tier crew to see.
Yeah.
Just a bit of it. If you do a
Put it
little compilation
on
of our
Patreon
reactions.
or something.
Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We record our entire reactions to the
Yeah,
Nintendo.
if you want to just cut up just a few of the highlights,
Sure.
and then
We are
just put
going hype.
put the breakfast on it. You recorded us eating breakfast too, so
Yeah.
Did you actually?
Yeah, that's true. I did. I was slaving away, but I started that food last
oh
night.
man, Retel, you killed it.
God, great
Retel,
job.
Retel.
Thank
So
you.
for you guys wondering back at home, Retel made us some eggs. I like my eggs over easy, and then he made us some nice pulled pork.
Pulled pork
So
and eggs,
good.
man.
And you guys know Retel's on the keto diet, so he bought us bread on the
I
side.
know.
I know.
Actually, you guys didn't need to do that at all. I wanted to have a keto experience, but the fact that you bought bread and I know you're not going to eat it in this household.
Yeah, no, you guys can take it when you leave.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Goddamn, all
Take the
right.
loaf.
Okay. Jesus.
Well, it's because we were supposed to do pulled pork, egg, and avocado, but the avocados weren't ready. They weren't
no.
ripe yet.
That's fine,
I
that's
love
fine.
Then that would have been a
avocado.
true keto breakfast.
Yeah.
Dude, that
It
sounds
feels good
so
though. It's
good.
just so much protein that
It
I
is.
feel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
this
lot
was
of
definitely
energy.
a high protein breakfast.
Well, I mean, I
because
like
usually
that.
keto's supposed to be like higher in fats, so that's why we need the avocado. But
Yeah.
anyways,
It was nice, man. I was
Eat
really,
the-
really awesome just to come here, have breakfast, and then watch
Yeah.
the Nintendo presser. Obviously, Nintendo was one of the ones we were looking forward to the
I'm
most.
such a Nintendo fanboy at heart. I
Yeah.
grew up a Nintendo kid. And so I always look forward to Nintendo, even in the dark ages
Yeah.
of Wii U. I was always
Oh,
like
God.
hyped for Nintendo. Even during the Wii Music era, I'm just like,
Dude,
don't
Wii
worry.
music was good. Okay.
Wait,
Yo,
I don't know.
It was so hype. Okay, maybe we had different experiences. With it.
Yeah. I know I've had this conversation a lot with Whitney, but I guess there were some people who really did enjoy
Okay,
Wii
so
music.
me and Matthew, what we do,
That's her
we
brother.
We made like Hank Hill, and we played them, and we would play certain songs, but we wouldn't play it on the tempo. We'd be like dun 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 dun, dun like just the fastest that we.
You'd
could
be like
do.
that guy in the Wii Music press
It's going
conference.
so fast. It was great. Honestly, if I still have footage of it, I'll bring it
Oh
out.
my
It's
goodness.
hilarious though.
You're probably the only person who liked Wii Music.
Me and my brother, we liked it. It was
And
so
like,
fun.
and I knew it was terrible, but I'm just like, it's okay, guys.
Yeah.
Nintendo, they'll pull out some good shit. Don't worry, guys. I was
Yeah,
You know.
I liked Wii Music.
real rough.
This shit was fun as fuck.
okay. So let's start with EA.
Yeah, I'll start with
Okay,
you.
We'll go in chronological order. So EA came out, right, and I was very amazed at how little they had to show.
Yeah, I mean,
You know-
they definitely didn't take any risks. So it was kind
No.
of expected. I think their best game shown obviously
It's
they
like Anthem.
they started off with Anthem,
Yeah.
right, and obviously they ended the show with Anthem, which was great. They just showed us more gameplay, very expected. We're excited. We'll definitely give it a shot.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I feel like Anthem, like it lacks identity. It lacks like a soul. You know what I mean?
It does. Yeah.
It feels very much like a product.
It kind of feels like, for me, because I was a person who wasn't very hyped for Destiny.
Yeah.
Before Destiny came out, kind of feels like Destiny,
Really?
where it was for me in my heart before I actually played it and before it came out. I think their best game though was that EA original again. Like last year, it was A Way Out, which was the most interesting thing, and that everyone was hyped about.
SOS.
This one's called SOS. What was it? Sea of something or Sea of Solitude?
Sea of Solitude.
Yes,
That's right.
yeah. So it
Looks
was
cool.
Yeah, it looks very cool, and that was one of those moments that we were just talking about earlier, where there was passion, there was that emotion to the developer.
It's a big moment, man.
Yeah, she was passionate about the game. She was, taking pauses. She was nervous, but it was the type of nervous that you can relate to, and that you could feel for them, and it almost makes you love them more.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
'Cause that's a big fucking deal. Look at the amount of indie games that go up on Steam every single day for a publisher, for a developer to have their game chosen by EA to be an EA original or whatever, and have that E3 stage presence. That's a huge fucking deal for them. I'm so super happy for them, and the game looks dope.
It does look great. What else was shown? Obviously, a lot of
The
sports stuff.
They did their sports. We all expected
the esports stuff was completely. They need to have another show after the press conference, or they need to do that during their EA Play stuff afterwards.
Yeah.
The esports shit has to go. It's so cringy.
The Command
it's
and
so
Conquer
weird.
demo, dude. What the fuck
Command
was
and
that,
Conquer demo.
dude?
Oh my god.
We didn't even know it was Command and Conquer until the very end.
I know, that was the weirdest thing ever. We were saying, I was like, we were almost joking that it was a Command and Conquer. If you're really heavily into the franchise,
yeah, you probably could have noticed.
You could have noticed because of the tanks. I
Yeah.
think just the way the tanks look at Command and Conquer, it has a unique twist on them. But yeah, holy shit, man. EA seems like they're 10 years behind on their press conferences, and they're still trying to find out what they need to do, right?
Just completely tone deaf to what people want and how to do a proper E3 press conference, because that was terrible.
How is Dead Space not being celebrated for its 10-year anniversary? That was such a great franchise, and it's the 10-year anniversary this October coming up. How can you not just have some form, like, give us an HD remaster of the first game? EA doesn't even need to work on it.
But it's so
EA
weird.
just needs to give the money to another, because all of these remasters, if you guys don't know, are not made internally. They're almost always outsourced to a company that specializes in
Blue Point.
Yeah, Blue Point is one of them.
Yeah,
That's right.
one of the best.
And just why? Like, you guys did Burnout Remastered. You
Burnout
guys could have
Paradise,
easily done this and prepared for this. Just, you guys have such a catalog and a bookshelf of so many amazing IPs, and you're just taking a
I
fat
wonder if
dump
trying to
on them.
sweep that shit under the rug because they shut down Visceral earlier,
did?
like less than a
They
year
did.
ago.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. But they had fucking nothing to show. Nothing new, right? Like even Anthem we knew about. That was their biggest show.
And let's talk about also, I knew that the conference was going to go downhill, but when we saw Vince Zampella on the side, and the host, she came up to Vince and was like, "Hey, what's Respawn working on?" Because I thought that this was the year we're finally going to see what Respawn is doing.
So that was kind of like the one thing. Okay, hopefully, if there's anything to be excited about, maybe we can see what Respawn is doing. Because there's no way we're going to see the former Visceral project, because that shit's too fresh, right? Yeah. And the restructure and that. And then for them to kind of interview him in the crowd and no logo, no nothing.
Nothing. And
nothing.
That's a crazy thing, because it was about 2 years ago, I want to say, where they showed the future of Star Wars video, where they had Visceral Games, obviously shut down now, but they had Respawn on there. They had the DICE team. And they were showing the Respawn people doing some motion capture. It's been 2 years, okay?
Yeah.
They could have showed us a logo, a little snippet of just what it's going to be like. I think it's called the Jedi Order or something like that.
Jedi something.
Yeah, something Jedi.
With Jedi.
I don't have my notes, guys. I'm sorry.
You'll probably be playing as a Jedi.
Yeah. So it's going to be a Jedi game. I mean, that's what we expected too from the motion capture footage that they showed. But just a conference we're going to get to in the future. Obviously, we'll get to it. Ubisoft, when they announced Beyond Good and Evil 2, which was just announced last year, and I think all they had was like a trailer, cinematic trailer, and like some concept art, and they gave us some in-game footage. Even though it was pre-alpha, it looked rough, but we know, I mean, at least they showed us something. It was just something to expect what the game world's going to be like, and I feel like that's what Respawn needed to do as well.
And I guarantee you they would have they've been working on it for like what 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's like they must have something ready.
course.
It's so bizarre.
It's either that or there's some crazy, like, it's just a mess over there.
And then they had
You
one of
know?
the guys from Battlefront 2 come on and basically like apologize for a bunch of executive decisions that they
Yeah.
probably had no say in.
That
Right?
was very
Very unfortunate. I felt for the dude.
That was a
man.
very good state, a good showcase of what state EA is in and what
Yeah.
bubble they really put themselves into. I feel like EA obviously had one of their worst years in 2017 starting with Mass Effect Andromeda and all the loot box.
that was a rough year,
crazy.
dude.
It was just
It was a very rough year.
yeah. So
And,
EA overall really weak conference. I just it's sad. It's sad because they own so many of my favorite properties.
And they used to be one of the best, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And especially in like the early 2000s, EA big, come the fuck on, man.
Yeah.
They had such good, I don't know, so much stuff.
Yeah.
But enough with the negative. That was probably the worst conference.
That was the worst conference. So yeah, believe us that we actually enjoyed E3
we
this
enjoyed
year.
E3.
Yeah.
Moving on. So that was all on Saturday. Then Sunday morning kicked off with Microsoft,
Wow.
who, in my opinion, had the best E3 that they've had in a very long time. Probably the best of the year too.
They did a great job.
They did an excellent job. They kicked it off with what? Halo
Infinite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just a little cinematic. We don't know what it's going to be. Some people are like, oh, is this going to be Battle Royale Halo
Oh,
or
no.
something?
Definitely looked like
Yeah.
it, and it looked like a younger, like the armor on Master Chief.
Look too fresh.
It looked a little fresher than usual. So there's just a lot of speculation going on.
Because it's not
Very,
Halo 6.
Really weird trailer. I'll leave it at that because they just didn't announce anything. They didn't put a date. They didn't even. It was just a little cinematic trailer, and that was it. It was probably the most cryptic trailer shown at the entire conference.
Yeah.
But it was a good way to start.
Absolutely. And then they moved on right from that. Where did they go from after Halo? I can't remember.
Was it
But it was
Forza?
another big game. They showed Ori after that.
They did show
Right?
Ori, yeah.
And Ori looks great. Did
the
you
Will
play?
of the Wisps.
Did you play
I
in the
have
Blind
not.
Forest?
I mean, I've tried it. I
Okay.
have played it. That's true, but I've never beaten it. Definitely on my list of games to go because it's
Just the art
fucking
style, man.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's probably
It's
the
so
prettiest
good.
2D game I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know if anything could top
No,
that.
you're probably right. Just the art style. It's so unique.
Yeah.
And like the
Gorgeous.
character designs are very cute, you know, and very likable. And Chriselle loves watching me play it and stuff.
Oh.
That's
So,
good.
yeah,
Yeah, and
it's a
I
really
can't
good
wait.
game.
This one I'm sure is gonna be Xbox.
It's actually a
One
very
X
challenging game too.
enhanced.
Is it actually? It's
Yeah.
really hard?
It's fairly challenging. It's a more difficult platformer, but you know. Then what else did Microsoft have? I wish I had my notes here too.
Yeah, a Forza.
Forza Horizon 4
4,
looks very
yeah.
good.
Yeah. Oh,
Game
looks good.
Pass, dude. I can't
know.
believe
Yeah, Game
I want to
Pass.
They
say
killed it with the Game
October
Pass
22nd release date or October 4th.
This
somewhere
fall.
around there.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
It's somewhere in October for sure, and it's set in Britain. There's seasons. They're going on with the online aspect.
it's
of
like
it.
the
Obviously-
destiny of Forza.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Persistently
Forza
online.
3 was a terrific game too, and the Australia setting was really fun.
I
in
really
that.
enjoyed Horizon 3 a lot.
Yeah.
I remember I think a year and a half ago I did a stream for a while and I had the racing chair set up in here
So
Yeah.
playing Horizon 3. It was so
Were you
sick,
able to
dude.
set that up on your
Yeah,
one?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing. How did you get it to hook
I
up?
just used a Cronus adapter.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
awesome,
Oh my
dude.
God.
That's legit.
I
I didn't know
want
you did
that.
that.
Yeah. It
That's
was
amazing.
really fun.
That's
really,
amazing.
Really fun.
So after Forza, there are a few. I mean, I think the next big thing after Forza was the fact that they announced that they acquired the 5 studios.
Yeah.
Or 4 studios, I want to say. The biggest one in there being Ninja Theory.
I couldn't believe Ninja Theory. Going back to our predictions, none of mine for Xbox went right. But one of the things I said was they're going to do a big partnership. I was close. They didn't do a partnership. They just bought 5
Yeah,
studios,
that was
Yeah.
nuts.
which is huge. That's telling me that they're investing in their future, right? And they're really doubling down. They recognize their biggest weakness right now is a lack of exclusives.
And was
Yeah.
505 in that mix? Or, not 505, sorry.
There's
A Playground was in
Playground,
there.
which is, remember Forza, they have 2 studios working
Yeah.
on Forza, right? One does Motorsport, one does
Yeah,
Horizon.
Turn
Yeah.
10 and Playground games.
Exactly. So Turn 10, I think they already own.
Yeah.
And so
for
now
sure.
they added Playground to their roster, which is great.
And apparently the rumor now is that Playground, because they're working on an unannounced title,
They teased that.
they're working on Fable.
Ooh,
That's right.
That's what
Really,
that's what the
really interesting.
Yeah, that's what the word is right now, which would be amazing because Fable needs another chance. It needs
Yeah.
to come back.
They need
Great
to-
franchise that went downhill, but I feel like there's still room for a Fable to exist and be
Absolutely.
successful.
The world of Albion is still dope, right?
Yeah.
I like the world of Fable. It's just the last couple of games were not good.
They're not good.
right?
Yeah.
But there's tons of potential.
Yeah, it's a very unique experience. The other one, I forgot the other studios.
The name of the
one of them made
dev for We Happy is it We Happy what?
We Happy Few.
We Happy Few. That's the one.
Yeah.
So that studio, which is cool. Like that game's been out in like early access for a long time, but the actual storyline, they had just like I think the survival mode or some shit was in early access for like the last 2 years. I want to say.
Yeah.
But the full
game's
game.
not out yet.
Well, now they're actually doing the full like main campaign comes out in
my
August,
God.
I think.
That game looks awesome.
So
though.
the art style is really cool, and
Yeah.
the world building they've had has been cool. So I do want to check it out.
Yeah.
I've been
too.
kind of holding off on it.
Let me just say that was one of the biggest announcements because we've always had the
Undead
conversation. Undead, which did State of Decay 2, obviously wasn't a terrific game, but they clearly believed in what they are capable of. I think that's important.
I'm happy for Undead Labs because I was thinking like, man, if State of Decay 2 is kind of meh, and it's kind of not well received, what's the future of that studio going to be like? But they got that Microsoft money now, man.
That money.
And it's good because it was always a conversation of Microsoft kills it with their shooters. They have Gears, they have Halo. A lot of people love their controllers. They just a Crackdown. The list goes on. They just have a lot of stuff in that space. They covered racing because Turn 10 and Playground. Extremely talented for not only your simulator racer, but you got your arcade style too with Horizon.
Horizon's so good.
Yeah,
I'm really happy for them.
It's amazing. But they were always missing that action adventure. They were missing a bit of the platformers. They were missing those exclusive franchises that could really represent the brand.
Yeah.
That could really fill, because I feel like action adventure right now and role playing a bit have been the biggest genres as of recently, especially in terms of critical games and AAA games go. So I feel like that's what they needed.
Those unique experiences like Hellblade, Ninja Theory, that's such a big pickup,
Hey,
man. I can't believe that.
And Ninja Theory, I guarantee you, they're probably expanding like crazy as a studio because I'm sure Microsoft's going to give them a huge project to do for another, adventure, story-based experience.
Yeah, because Hellblade did really well for them, right? So
it did, yeah.
Critically, and I think it did well commercially as well.
And was Hellblade in some form of partnership with Sony? Because that was an exclusive, wasn't it?
Was it? It might. I know it was on PC and PS4.
Okay.
I don't know if it was.
I don't think it was on Xbox.
I don't know if it was.
Yeah.
Fact check us on that one.
Yeah, I'm almost certain it wasn't.
That sounds right. Because like Ninja Theory has worked exclusively with Sony in the past, so that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. I mean, they did Heavenly Sword,
exactly.
Right? Yeah. So after the acquisition, I think the next biggest story, obviously there's a lot of stuff in between here, but I think it was Devil May Cry.
Oh my
right,
God,
yeah.
DMC 5, Devil May Cry 5, sorry. It's not DMC 2. Devil May Cry 5, Nero is back.
Yeah.
He lost his devil arm, he's got the mechanical arm, and
So cool.
I'm really, really excited. The game looks fucking insane. They really doubled down like on their visuals, they said, right?
Yeah.
And they put up a 4K trailer. I'm just like, damn, this game looks insane.
Looks great. Looks so good. I'm so happy the franchise is back.
Yeah.
They brought the developers out. I love the end of the trailer where Dante is
riding out on the motorcycle. He's got his goatee.
I know,
He's looking
crazy.
I was
looking weathered.
yeah. That's legit. That's very, very
It's
cool.
really cool. And it makes me want to go back and play 3 and 4. Just because those are fucking good games. 3 is still so good. And then 4, just because that's when you get introduced to Nero. And 4 is actually a really underrated game. You can play through that whole game as Dante and Nero too, right?
Yeah.
So really, really cool game.
That's awesome. Yeah, Dante looks quite old now. That's right. Yeah, I mean, in between all of these, there were games like Metro, a lot of third-party stuff.
Metro looks dope.
Multi-platform stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
I know, Barry, there's a huge announcement that as soon as I was watching your guys' stream, right?
No.
I was watching your guys' stream, but then I also had the live feed up,
Yeah.
and so I can see the live feed a little bit earlier. I'm just like, Bear's about to lose his mind in the chat, right? And of course, Battletoads, man.
Oh man, that was insane. Me and my brother already announced as soon as that's releasing, we're having a Battletoads party in our house for the release of that because oh my God, I cannot believe Battletoads is coming back. And I know for a lot of you guys out there, this is a joke and this is like a meme to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But Battletoads is a big part of my childhood, man. I absolutely love the games.
Yeah.
I love Battletoads and Double Dragon. That's amongst one of my favorite ones.
Double Dragon DLC up in that bitch.
Yeah,
man.
and Battletoads Double Dragon was always more of a Battletoads type game. Had
sure.
more of the Battletoads gameplay. And it's just, even Battletoads and Battlemaniacs I enjoyed, even though that one was a little weird. And there was Battletoads the arcade game
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever played. It was a 3-player.
I played it on the rare replay.
Rare Replay has it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I actually did
check
not
that
know.
Shit out, dog.
Yeah, I played that shit on MAME, dog.
Oh damn.
But yeah, so anyways, the fact that they announced it was like 2.5D, I'm sure it's gonna be like a small team working on it.
Curious to because they didn't show like
Anything.
they didn't show anything. They just
Yeah.
showed like a logo and they showed like the outline of some shit. What?
Well, they showed the crashing car.
The car, yeah, the hover bike,
the
whatever.
hover bikes that they have. That you...
But I'm curious to see what the art style is gonna be like. But they said hand drawn 2.5D, so I hope it's gonna look dope.
That's
gonna look
awesome.
nice.
That's so cool. I love that they're doing that hand drawn, frame by frame. Because let's face it, it's gonna be a beat 'em up.
Yep.
I hope it's difficult as
I hope
hell.
it's hard as fuck.
And I hope it's insanely hard, and maybe they might have like a mode where you can have like a built-in rewind feature.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That helps.
And then I want to see the people who get really good at it be able to beat it without the
No
rewind
damage
feature.
runs, dog?
Yeah, no damage runs. I'm sure it's gonna be a
that.
speed run game. Like, I don't know. For me, that's as much of a joke as it is to a lot of people. It's kind of a special game to come out, and I can't wait. I
remember, I think like on a 24-hour stream, we had you and your brother just play through all of Battletoads one day.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think we did Battle with Double Dragon.
Double Dragon, that's right, that's right.
Yeah, I think we beat it that day or something like that. We got pretty good together. It's actually
Right.
a little harder because you're sharing lives. In a way, it's a little harder 2 players.
2-player, yeah, that makes sense because
More room for error.
more room for error,
Yeah.
sharing lives and all that shit.
Exactly, because there's a lot of places
hard.
where you're not even beating up enemies, but you got to get through like trapdoors and all that stuff. We'll get into all Battletoads
Holy
later
shit.
on, but fucking is stoked for that. One of my favorite
yeah.
things that conference. You know, Microsoft understands their closet of IPs, and they will once in a while bring them out, give it a try. They did that with Killer Instinct, and that was successful for them. That's like their staple fighting game franchise, where they brought in, you know, all their favorite franchise characters from Halo and Gears of War. You know, they have Battletoads characters. They have Ration there. So they just understand that, and like that vault is never fully sealed for them, and I love that.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think it's ever out of the question that we'll see another Conquerors in the future.
One day. That's why, like again, my predictions all went wrong. My troll prediction of Crackdown 3 not being there was wrong too.
Yeah.
Crackdown 3.
Crackdown 3 was there.
Yeah.
Terry
It
Crews was
was.
actually,
Terry
they
Crews?
modeled him into the game
my
now.
God, I couldn't believe
And
that.
what was they gave a release date 2019? Is that also in February?
That's February.
Holy
2019. Yeah,
fuck! Let's
pretty
talk.
sure.
Well, we'll get to February 22nd.
22nd,
I think is the day.
2019, Yeah.
Oh my god. Because I think Anthem and Days Gone are both out that day, and then
my
Crackdown is out around that time, and it's just a ridiculous month.
So many
Yeah.
games.
Really, really crazy. And then after the Battletoads announcement, I think the next big thing I would say was
it the
Funko Gears of War.
your
I was about to
favorite,
say,
Bear,
you got
you love
the
that.
Gears logo came up. I
I
was watching the stream,
Oh no.
and you saw the Gears logo pop. You're like, oh, and then it comes out and it's fucking Chibi Marcus,
Yeah.
and you're like, what is this?
I was dead honest, man. I'm very honest with these conferences, man. I was
Yeah.
really worried as what the fuck are
What
they doing?
the fuck?
Because when you think Funko Pop, and I guarantee Gears of War is not even amongst the top 10 most sold Funkos ever, and I'm a big Gears fan, you know, like, so it's just a weird.
Very strange partnership.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I don't
I'm
get
sure
it.
they
It's a
know what
mobile
they're
game
doing.
too, right?
It's a
Is it a
mobile
mobile
game.
game?
Yeah. So
Oh,
we'll see.
man.
Maybe Funko's trying to get into that space with a lot of different IPs
Sure.
too.
Yeah. This could be just the tip of the iceberg, right?
I'll say Gears Tactics.
Yeah, they announced 3 Gears games.
I
It was
know,
crazy. So
yeah.
Gears Tactics, very much like a smaller scale Halo Wars type game. It looks, honestly, to me, it almost looks like it's almost like Fire Emblem meets like Advance Wars meets Gears,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it looks kind of cool because I'm all about that kind of game. Actually, almost more Valkyria Chronicles, I want to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
in
it's
some
very
ways.
cover based and but it looks really cool. I like those types of games.
They're very cool, and it didn't say anything about it being mobile.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
likely going to be a console game. It might end up on mobile too. You know, one of those
Yeah,
types
it could.
types of things. But of course, Gears 5 was the big one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really cool. Looks like another Gears game where there's been a pretty hefty time jump. They didn't really mention exactly how many years, but everyone looks pretty beaten up and different. And
Like, what's his name? The main guy from 4 looks way different. I didn't even
Is it-
recognize
is
him.
it-
James?
Jack or James? I forgot. I totally forgot. I think it's James. James,
It's
you're
James,
right.
yeah,
It is
yeah.
James. Yeah.
Looks
James
way
is the
different.
bald, and he's got a he
He's
looks
got like a scar.
He
His
looks
arm
older.
is fucked up. Like, what the hell happened to this? I
It's-
don't understand.
Pretty intense. Pretty intense. I
We'll
think they're
probably
really
find out what
focusing on
happened.
Ashley. Is it this time?
No. It's Kate.
Kate. Sorry. Man, I got all my names mixed
It's okay. It's okay.
I got all these characters. Yeah, so Kate, it seems like it's really her story. The
Yeah.
thing that I'm most curious about is there's a lot of scenes that I've talked to you about in that trailer that were seemed solo, and it seemed very isolated and dark. And I just wonder if this is going to be the first Gears game that isn't going to be a co-op experience.
Yeah.
And I think that was the big thing coming out of that I felt, but it could have also just been a trailer for cinematic effect.
Would that be a big hit, you think, if it wasn't co-op?
I think that it would allow them to do more.
Yeah, I think
it would
so
allow
too.
them to do a lot more and to really get intimate with the audience and the player, because I feel like when you do a co-op experience, there's a certain level of action you always have to keep giving the person.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this.
You lose that sense of immersion a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's kind of this snowball of action that you got to keep. That there has to be story elements, more action, story action, and the enemies have to come in hordes so that both players are occupied, having fun and doing their thing. And then so I feel like, as much as it would hurt, don't get me wrong, it's awesome because I play all of them co-op, right? With my brother or with someone else. It would be really weird.
Yeah.
It would be really weird. So.
But I mean, I think it would still work to its benefit. You still have tons of multiplayer modes in that game, right? You got Horde, you got the online multiplayer, right?
You're right.
And back when we first saw Gears 4, they showed a very similar style. It was them like in the dark, right?
Yeah.
I think the setting was like it was Marcus's house, but you didn't know that at the time. It was like the old fucking rundown, his home.
Yeah.
They lived in like a fucking gigantic mansion, but it was like really weird. I'm just like, whoa, they're turning like when we first saw Gears, it almost looked like it was like horror almost, right?
It was, yeah.
They were very good. That was really cool.
Yeah,
so if they can dive into that, because imagine running into those motherfuckers would be scary.
It would be scary,
right?
Yeah.
So
it looks like they're adding like new weapons and all that. Everything new you could expect from a Gears franchise. But overall, just those 3 games just showed us how talented the team at Coalition is and how much they're expanding and how much the Gears universe is expanding. And that was probably a very smart acquisition from Microsoft's end, because Gears of War 4, 5, 6 probably would have been on the PS4 if it wasn't for that acquisition.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, which would have been weird, right?
And then so Microsoft ended their conference with a third-party game, but one that I have personally been waiting for. I know Ben was super looking forward to it. Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, it's so good.
And it looks fucking amazing. It was just a cinematic. They said it was all in-engine though, right?
They said that, yeah. I mean, there was definitely a lot of stuff that looked in engine. There was a bunch of stuff that didn't.
No,
you never know with these trailers.
With with CD Projekt Red though, I really I trust those dudes. They are some of the most like consumer gamer friendly developers out there. I think.
Yeah.
And it was just they didn't show any gameplay or anything like that, but they showed what the world is going to be like, the setting.
So
it really set the mood and the tone for what we can expect.
It was, yeah, and it was really cool because Phil Spencer like ended the show, and then the show got hacked. I
love it when they do shit like that.
I don't know if you knew this, and I don't know. I know Whitney knew this, but like when the hacking, all the numbers came up, and it was taking over the screen.
Yeah.
All those were codes for Witcher 3.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they were game codes for Witcher 3. I don't know, like from different consoles or whatnot, but that's what all that weird like hacking mumbo jumbo was.
That's so funny.
So just CD Projekt Red just puts in some really weird and cool touches into their trailers. But I cannot wait. As a big Blade Runner fan, this is like a dream game. Yeah,
Fifth Element, it's totally like that. And man, it looks so sick.
It looks amazing.
There's flying cars. There's regular cars because you can tell there's like different levels of like wealth and poverty or whatever. So like it's such a fully realized world. I'm just like, damn, they put a lot of thought into this.
And the fact that it is a ground up, IP and name, original. They're not really restricted to a lot of elements of the world. So I'm sure they're getting a lot from Blade Runner 2049 and a lot of those guys I know because they're older developers. They all played Snatcher. They've all like played Cyberpunk games before, and obviously love Cyberpunk. So it's just I'm sure there's gonna be so many weird Easter eggs and fun little nods to other things there.
Looks like it's gonna get weird, and I love it.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Love it.
So overall, dude, that conference, Microsoft absolutely nailed it. I said this with Vic, whereas like Phil Spencer really screwed up by not ending the show with, and yes, we have Battletoads, and then just that would have been the perfect way to end any press conference.
Well, for you maybe.
No, I don't know, man. I think
Behr.
for the internet to go crazy, don't you think people would go pretty nuts for that?
I mean, I guess don't get me wrong. A lot of people are nostalgic for Battletoads.
Yeah.
But not everyone's nostalgic for Battletoads.
No. But the thing is, the people who don't even give a shit about Battletoads, they know about the Battletoads memes.
Sure.
Every time I go into any press conference, it could be Sony. You hear someone who's Battletoads gonna be there, or
Yeah,
do
yeah.
they have Battletoads? It's just the joke that's been going on for like 15
Fucking
years.
Phil Spencer came out, I want to say like 3 years ago, wearing a Battletoads t-shirt. Do you
Yeah,
remember that
yeah,
shit? I was
yeah.
like, what the hell? This is a troll move.
It's very troll move.
He was. I think that's the year they announced Rash in KI, though. Wasn't that the reason?
Maybe, yeah.
Or the year after that, or something like that.
Phil's doing a very good job.
Phil's great.
And Microsoft's doing a good job, and I'm happy to have an Xbox One.
Yeah, and dude, shout outs to
place.
Game Pass. They even said Gears Day 1 Game Pass. I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's insane.
Well, Fallout
crazy.
4 is also on Game Pass
Fallout
now
4,
too,
yeah,
which is awesome.
right then and there. Game Pass. You just bought Master Chief Collection, but now it's on Game Pass. Well, this fall it's coming to Game
It's
Pass.
coming, yeah, it's
Yeah.
coming.
So
So
that's
I'll still
great.
enjoy it this summer. I'll play it a bit. I want to play through the
We'll
Halo
play.
franchise with Whitney, the story, and then you and I should play Halo 2 multiplayer. Because
I'll
that's
show you. I used to be
Oh my
top of the leaderboards, dog. Anyways,
well,
Oh
let's
my
keep it
God.
moving. Let's keep it moving. So that was Microsoft.
yeah. Well, we'll skim through Square real quick.
Well, and then we had Bethesda.
Oh, that's
after
right,
that.
Bethesda.
What
I'm
is
sorry,
this?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Excuse
And
you.
so yeah, I was at the
Sorry.
bar for this one with you guys. And
Yeah.
we
my
watched
God.
Bethesda Live. Started with Andrew WK kicking things off, and a shout outs to Walmart Canada.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that
Felt
was
very
cool.
proud about that one. But Rage 2 looks kind of cool, man.
It looks sick, actually.
like,
Like,
it
it looks fun.
Like, I like Avalanche, like Just Cause and Mad Max. You can totally see the influences in Rage 2.
Oh, of course.
You know what I
of
mean?
course.
And it looks like it's not going to be crazy revolutionary shit, but it looks like it's just going to be fun to play. And
I
that's,
want to see
Yeah.
it
to me,
running on
really
a
important.
console though, because
Yeah.
that looked way too
That was
damn good.
that was some 60 FPS, like 4K PC shit.
and the colors were popping like a
Yeah.
motherfucker. I was
Some-
like, damn, this looks so good.
Yeah.
But I know when I play this on my PS4, it's not gonna look half as good as this.
But at the same time, it's like, you know, I think it was Avalanche and then id Software, right? And then because id, if you look at Doom, dude, they are like
That's
the
true.
best at optimizing and making really
But Doom on
Pretty
PC
games.
was also a very different thing
For sure.
than Doom on PS4. Don't get me wrong,
Absolutely.
on PS4 it was pretty. It was
Yeah.
really like I love that game.
they got it at 60 FPS on console though.
It did.
Even
it
on
did.
PS4
Yeah, but you
base.
lose a lot of. But have you seen like 4K 60 frames
Oh,
a
yeah.
second on PC? Holy
Definitely.
motherfucker! That was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but anyways,
Still looks really fun.
still
I'm
looks
curious
fun.
to check it
Yeah.
out.
Graphics aren't everything.
Graphics on everything. Like
Yeah.
that, but the gameplay, if you can see it, you can drive it. I love that shit,
yeah,
man.
yeah, that's
Just
cool.
to do some chaos. I don't know if it's gonna be multiplayer. I think that would be really fun if it was, but
So that's probably why we never saw any Borderlands.
yeah.
I think Rage 2
yeah.
is taking up that
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, I mentioned that. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
Borderlands 3. Like, we heard about it when they unveiled it in such a bizarre fashion, and then and we're hiring for development for Borderlands. Like, I'm like, what kind of announcement is this shit?
We're hiring for development.
Exactly. This is what Randy pitched for me. That's how he came up and did it.
Yeah.
And then of course they had some mobile shit. Then they
Yeah.
just announced basically a lot of DLC for shit that we already had. I was very
Yeah.
upset that they didn't do anything for Evil Within 2.
Took
The
everything.
fuck? Because they had stuff for Prey. They had
They
stuff
did.
for Wolfenstein.
Yep.
They had stuff for ESO and Quake Champions. I'm just like, man,
Yeah.
they're giving everything love except for
Evil
Evil
Within,
Within
yeah.
2. So I'm assuming that game maybe didn't perform so hot.
To be
It
fair
reviewed
though,
well,
That
but
sucks.
yeah.
yeah, out of everything though that Bethesda has, like for them, I think this was such a good press conference.
It was.
They pretty much
Yeah.
they covered like 90% of their franchises that are currently running, right?
It started off a little shaky again, like I said, but
Yeah, I agree.
as soon as Todd Howard came out, dude, it was
Yeah.
killer. Skyrim
Yeah.
very special edition. Come on.
Yeah,
That
even a
was
few
so
things. Let's talk about a few
Your
things
boy Keegan?
before Todd even took the
Sure.
stage. I mean, Doom Eternal,
Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
huge announcement. I
big.
was like stoked that we're
That was-
actually getting because I wasn't sure. I was
Yeah.
like, are we gonna be a big long gap between the next Doom?
That was the number one thing I was hoping for. And they
Yes.
showed it. I'm just like, is this Doom? And,
And
it's on Earth.
It's on Earth.
It's on
yeah.
Earth. They're not on Mars. They're not in hell. They're
That's
on Earth.
fucking
It's hell on
awesome.
Earth, man.
That's awesome.
It's so cool.
That's fucking amazing because I love Doom 2015. I know you did too.
Yep, 2016.
2016. Sorry,
Yeah, it's
sorry.
even more recent, dog.
Yeah, such a good game.
Very
Such
good.
a good game, and the fact that this is actually like Doom 2 because I think in the trailer you saw when it was zooming out, I think you see two
Yeah,
bars.
you saw the two things. It
That's
ended
pretty
up
much
being
trying
the
to
two
indicate-
O's, but it was like, yeah, that's kind of a subtle nod to.
I think
two.
it's a subtle nod that it's Doom 2 for the new
Yeah, no,
trilogy.
I think you're right.
That being said, the other thing I was really curious about was VR support. Has Bethesda given up compared to last year? Obviously,
No.
the games aren't as big as the ones last year, but they are bringing Prey to VR. They're bringing
Very
Wolfenstein
cool.
to VR.
Yeah.
really cool.
I was crossing my fingers for a Fallout 4 PSVR release.
That'd be so good. Why don't they
Yeah,
do it?
apparently just can't handle it.
But it's unfortunate because I mean they had Skyrim, and then Skyrim like was exclusive to PSVR for I think like a good 8 months, and eventually went over to Vive and stuff, but not the other way around.
See, I don't know if Fallout 4 can handle PSVR. Definitely Vive can handle it, which it is.
Of course, it's a PC.
That being said, you should just do Fallout 3 in VR.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure
That'd be
Fallout
fantastic.
3 could.
I'd fucking do that shit.
I'd do that any day
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, sure, it's not gonna be nearly as pretty.
No.
That's okay.
VR is not about the prettiness, anyways. You know,
Yeah.
it's about just putting yourself in that Fallout world. That'd be insane.
Yeah, it's that full immersion. People always talk about video game immersion and escaping the world for a few minutes. I feel like I've never really gotten that from video games. Although I just love to play games for that experience, and a lot of times it's for the story and that narrative. And I feel like VR is the first time where I feel like ever since I put on the first headset, which was the Vive, was kind of like where I'm in a different world.
Yeah.
That's like full immersion to me. So I feel like these open world games, it was just nice to see Bethesda kind of continue supporting it, because VR obviously has not been on a lot of people's discussion list anymore ever since last year, because obviously the hardware is not selling nearly as rapidly as people thought it was going to be.
Yeah. It's still moving units, but it's not like they were expecting like this is the next big thing. This is how all games are going to be played in the future. That was kind of like what they were setting it up for, right?
That'd be
But,
so cool, though.
It would. I mean, like,
not
don't get me
all
wrong. I
games,
think VR
but-
is here to stay.
Yeah.
Right. It's like it's not slowing down. Like there was tons of VR games even announced at PlayStation. We'll get there in a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of cool stuff on the way, and I'm glad someone like Bethesda is investing in it.
I fucking
Super
love
cool. I agree.
Bethesda. Fallout 76. I'm ready for
Yeah,
that
and
shit.
let's talk about Fallout 76.
Yeah, that's when Todd came out.
That's when Todd came out, and
Uncle
that's
Todd.
what they spent like
you.
most of their time talking about. And
That's what we expected. It's like
That's what
that
we expected, right, of course.
2015 release of Fallout 4. It was just like, here are a bunch of crazy games. I know Doom was in that conference.
oh yeah, so I think Doom was 2015.
That
I
was
think you're right.
2015, and
Yeah,
that's
you're
when
right.
Fallout was shown and announced. And the second half of the entire press conference was just, here's Fallout 4. Here's everything you can do in Fallout 4.
Yes.
Comes out this November. Exact same thing this time.
So like I thought it was very strange that they would do another Fallout game so soon after Fallout 4, because usually like the gap between 4 and like New Vegas was a long time,
yeah.
right? But I can see why now, because they fucking changed it completely, and they're making this one an online game. They said you can still play it solo, but just just squatting up
Yeah.
with, and I wonder how big of a
good.
party you can get. It's probably
true.
4, but it might be
No,
more.
probably more. You
I
never
hope
know.
so more. They said
I hope
that
it's more.
they said definitely rooms and lobbies for the world map
Dozens.
is in the dozens,
Right.
which we don't know what that
So
means.
if you can have like a party of more than 4, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
But I think in like the demos that they showed, like the gameplay, it was almost 4 every
Yeah,
time.
it was a squad of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, even so, like, fuck, that's gonna be so
It
sick.
looks so
That's so
good.
Like
Man.
Chriselle, my girlfriend, she liked Fallout 4. She's like, it's okay, but it got a little, rinse and repeat, go and clear out this camp, whatever,
Yeah.
after time. But once you start doing that with friends,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah,
be
with
so
a lot of
good.
jokes, and it'll be a lot of fun. I feel like it was a good excuse for them to reuse that same engine that everyone's been complaining about so much.
Oh my
I think they're still
Never
because I
ends.
think they're still trying to polish out their new one that they're probably going to debut with a new Skyrim or with
Elder
Starfield,
Scrolls 6 or
which
Yeah.
we'll get to. The new Skyrim.
Then it was gonna- well, some people were saying, it's gonna be Skyrim too, because that name is too valuable now.
It is a big
you know?
name. Yeah, it's a huge title for them.
Yeah.
But it's it obviously looks a lot like Fallout 4 in terms of gameplay. It's going to be jank. It's not going to be the prettiest.
Even some of the
thing ever.
gameplay like that they showed, I'm just like, yeah, this is Fallout.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely
Like the
Fallout.
Fallout problems are still there, but again, we got it in a multiplayer setting now, so it's gonna be crazy. And just like imagine our squad, and then oh shit, there's another squad over there. It's just like those
Yeah.
little moments
Oh
too.
man, it's gonna be so fun.
It's like all persistently online.
the fact that you could like nuke people too.
Yeah.
That's gonna be really fun.
and then
Yeah.
it's like a risk. It's like a risk reward.
Damn,
Then you go
Whitney.
and check out the nuke site too,
Yeah, no.
and get
Yeah.
cool
What do you mean?
rewards.
Don't you want to nuke other people? Get their
Yeah,
stuff?
I'll probably nuke Retel a couple
Are
times.
you serious? Don't waste it.
Yeah. Don't waste
Waste
it on
it.
it. Tell
No, we're
damn.
gonna
I'm the
find
biggest
other
threat
people.
on
Whitney,
the
what
map.
do you-
Forget the death clause.
What?
Whitney, what do you think about the collector's edition?
I'm buying
I
that
know
day
she was,
one.
Like she was on her phone.
I
Looking, can I pre-order this?
Yeah, it looks awesome. Like you said, it fucking glows in the dark. The map.
Yeah.
I am so excited for that. You get a bag, you get a helmet, you get like these collectibles, you get a map.
Yeah.
You just get everything with it. And apparently it's like $200. So Happy birthday to me.
we were what date is the exact date?
November 14th.
Oh,
I know.
so right.
She knows.
I know.
that
I
shit
got
on
it down.
Damn. Okay.
Day after my birthday.
Might have to be your birthday.
No, don't
present.
worry. I'm gonna get that for myself. You just buy me food for that week that I'm off.
Oh damn! Holy shit!
Because
Okay.
she won't be able to afford any food.
Yeah.
To the Fallout.
Yeah, we were talking about how you buy enough of these collector's editions, you'll soon have a full Fallout armor set.
Got my Pip Boy, my helmet.
The helmet.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Next year it's gonna be like a chest piece.
Yeah.
Oh no! Like the helmet can't be that big, so it's gonna be like
The Master Chief one where you can't really fit it
yeah,
on.
no, Master Chief.
Apparently
one
you can put it on.
you can
If
put
you
it
got a
on.
small ass
Well,
head.
it's the power armor, right? But the power armor is huge usually.
gigantic,
I'm
yeah.
sure this thing's gonna be like a mini-sized fucking little helmet.
I don't know.
that
I
you
have a small head. It'll fit my head.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
make
true.
it fit.
That's true.
Anyways, let's keep it moving. So Bethesda, then they closed out with like 2 just glimpses at shit that's coming out in the future. It was Starfield.
Yeah.
Which
Right?
is a game that they acquired the license for and that everyone was waiting for.
So they
weren't
acquired a
sure.
license, but they said it was their first wholly original IP
Okay,
in
no,
25 years.
sorry, they didn't acquire a license. They acquired the domain name
Oh,
for
okay,
it.
okay,
So
okay.
it is a whole brand new IP. There's never been a previous
up.
Starfield game,
Yeah.
so it's a ground up title for them. But there was like a year or two back where people saw them take the domain name Starfield.
Yeah.
And obviously people, as soon as they see
Of
companies
course,
do,
yeah,
that,
do that, yeah.
there's a lot of speculation. This time they were right because it's their space RPG that they announced that it was single player. And then it was on to Elder Scrolls 6.
Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
Which
And,
is
like,
huge.
That's huge. And come on, we all knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But I think last year they got a lot of blowback because they didn't announce anything
Yeah.
past 2017 at the time, right?
Yeah.
So I was very surprised that they showed this. And they had nothing to show, right? It was just
Mm-hmm.
like Elder Scrolls 6. It didn't even look like the proper, like, that's not even the final font, guarantee it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're just letting us know. And that's
It's
exactly
just
what
like,
I
no, it's coming.
That's
It's
what I
to
put
shut
on my
up people.
predictions too. I was like, just tell us that you're working on it.
Yeah.
And it's okay if it comes out 3-4 years later.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need it.
They even said
now.
like next generation. I was like, oh damn, this is
Yeah,
gonna be
that's
a while.
right.
Yeah, it's
So-
gonna be a while. So let's keep
Okay.
moving.
So then it was Square in the morning, right?
Yeah, really weird. It was just a sizzle
It was
reel.
like a
wasn't
media
I
showcase. It
yeah,
wasn't
it
a
was a
conference,
It wasn't a
right?
conference. Yeah. So it was Kingdom Hearts 3, Babylon's Fall.
Babylon's Fall. That's right. It's a platinum game.
This platinum game.
Very interesting.
The Quiet Man was another new
Very
new IP.
bizarre.
Very
trailer.
bizarre. Yeah, but it was
half actual real life and then half CG.
yeah.
Kind of
What?
like seamless transitions between the two.
That was really weird. It
very
kind of reminded
bizarre.
me of God Hand in some
Why?
ways,
Yeah.
but I don't know what to think.
So it's
I
like a
don't know.
brawler. It looks like a 3D brawler.
Yeah.
It looks, I don't know, it looks
That's
cool.
unique. I mean,
It's very different.
Square's taking
different.
risks. Obviously, showed Just Cause 4 again, which was
Which
showed
was
in
leaked.
it was shown in the Xbox
It
press
was shown
conference as well.
but then it was leaked on Steam actually.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Steam fucked up and they put up a pre-order
Just
for
like Walmart.
it. Walmart Canada.
But
Yeah.
otherwise, nothing really else.
No, they showed Dragon Quest and then
Yeah, Dragon Quest
yeah.
11, which was already out in Japan, is finally coming to the West in September 4th, I want to say, but sometime in September for sure this year.
They showed a cool Monster Hunter FF14 crossover.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was for the online.
But
yeah.
other than that, like there's a lot of very noticeable omissions. Like we were talking about, like the Avengers game,
Yeah.
right? They teased that like a year ago, I want to say. And so because that they didn't have a conference last year, did they? Right?
They did not. They
And
have
so-
not had a conference since 2015.
Right. And so the fact that they had one this year, I think a lot of people were kind of anticipating we're going to see more FF7, we're going to see
Yeah.
this Avengers game. Neither of those were there. So those kind of people were a little let down. But again, Square, not the biggest publisher, so we kind of need to keep our expectations somewhat in check.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't need a conference.
They
to be
did. They
honest with
really
you.
didn't.
I feel like it.
Again, like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, that was at Microsoft as well.
That's right.
Because-
Yeah.
So
It just wasn't a good celebration of their brand.
yeah,
I feel like, and because there just was no faces behind most of the games, they only showed a bit of the developers for Tomb Raider,
yep.
and that's about it. I want to say maybe like one more game
It was
afterwards.
30 minutes, right? So
Yeah, it was 30 minutes, and I just felt like they could have at least just done more of these developer interviews and kind of documentaries of the teams working on the games and what they're
Yeah.
trying to accomplish. I feel like I really like those
Humanize
personally.
it a bit, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
humanize it. You don't need to make it long, but just kind of show us where the hell this game's being made and be proud of your developers. And overall, it was all right. But
it was all right. It was nothing like I could have skipped it and would have missed nothing.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
And then they had Ubisoft. It was at 1 p.m. This was yesterday. That was Sunday. Sorry, Monday.
Whoa.
And so Ubisoft, they started off with, was it Beyond Good and Evil? No, they started off with Just Dance, first of all. 2019,
Oh,
Yes.
coming to the Nintendo Wii.
Yeah.
Is that what it said?
It is coming to the Wii, the original Wii. It's pretty amazing. But also modern platforms as well. But Just Dance, big money maker for them. We all expect
Kids
it to
love
suck.
that.
Because it just gets an audience that
Yeah.
aren't even considered gamers.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's on the Wii, because all those people already own the Wii.
Yeah.
So it's very smart for them to continue making for that platform.
And plus, you can Wii U backwards compatible for the 12 million people who own Wii U.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, it's not even gonna be HD.
No, it's not going to be HD.
And then they went into Beyond Good and Evil 2,
and they had a big reveal at the end.
Yes.
Right? They had a what's her name?
Jade.
Jade. They had
Yeah.
Jade
I got
showing
you,
her
I
the
got
original
you.
character. So super cool, and they actually showed some gameplay this time.
They did.
Very early.
Which they didn't need to.
No, they
I don't
didn't need
think
to.
they needed to at all, but I felt like it was very bold of them, brave for them to come out and show us some pre-alpha gameplay,
Yeah.
especially on a game that's just so early. Then Joseph Gordon-Levitt came out.
What's his company's name?
Hit
again?
Record.
Hit Record. That's right. And I really love the idea of what they're doing because they're making such a big, expansive, insane universe with this game. They're pretty much outsourcing a lot of the assets, right?
That's
So
right.
some of the music, some of the art.
I love that.
And I think that's such a cool approach because
Yeah.
you can go to that means that you're not going to be seeing the same stuff over and over and over again. You're going to see different stuff in far places of the map.
That's amazing.
So that's
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, I mean, Vic was mentioning that with the main idea with Beyond Good and Evil is to make it pretty much this limitless world,
Yeah.
right? So it'd be awesome if you guys are out there, talented musicians,
Sure.
and want to hear your music in a bar somewhere inside the world of Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's so fucking
So they were
cool.
telling your brother, I was like, yo,
Yeah.
get on that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's totally good. Get on
Yeah.
there. Everyone's chances are equal, so you might as well contribute in some way. And I thought that was really cool
Yeah.
for them to do. After that, I want to say, I guess another highlight. I guess they showed more Division gameplay, which is also in the Xbox
Division 2,
presser.
yeah.
Not excited for Division at all. I was
No.
expressing that a lot to Vic. He's a big fan of Division. I feel like
No,
I like
that
stop
franchise
it.
is not unique enough.
No,
I don't
it's
think so.
not.
It's a little generic. I'm glad that it's not in snowy New York anymore.
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
it definitely
very
looks.
rough.
Yeah, the environment is
Yeah.
way better. I
Way
love the
better.
brightness. I don't know where it was. Did you get
'Cause-
it?
No, I
Okay,
missed that. But
it was
again,
just much nicer.
yeah,
Much-
Division 1, it was a good looking game, but you're gonna see the same snowy, depressing, overcast over and over and over again. I live in Vancouver. I don't need to see that. shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's rough.
You know?
And let's face it, that market of these multiplayer RPG shooters is getting real kind of filled up. Anthem and
Anthem?
Destiny are going to go at it already.
I think Division's same window too.
It is
right?
absolutely the same
So
window
it's-
because that was a lot of Destiny players went over to Division when Destiny was kind of getting dry. But I think a lot of people.
And
came
now
back to
everyone's kind of
Destiny.
looking for a home because Destiny 2 didn't really,
Yeah.
keep those kinds of hardcore players.
And this fall is packed because Forsaken
Yeah.
is coming out too.
Forsaken's coming out.
Jeez, there's a lot to play for, especially it's very competitive for these developers and publishers to
These
get some,
persistent online shooters, and then everyone's trying to, these are games as platforms, right? They were
Yeah.
trying to get you in there and keep you in there for as long as they can.
Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones. When they showed it last year, I didn't give a shit. I thought it was going to be more Sea of Thieves kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that it's an actual, there's a story, there's a narrative, it looks
Yeah.
amazing. I was like, holy fuck, I'm on board with this game.
Yeah.
This looks like Uncharted in pirate times,
Yeah, you're on board, huh?
Oh my God.
You see what I
So
did?
good.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
I
I'm
know.
totally with you on that, man. It looks really cool. It seems exactly what Sea of Thieves needed to be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the fact that there was a lot more combat outside of actually controlling the ship, because all they showed us last year was just kind of like ship combat, and you get to control a pirate ship, and I'm like, this is cool, but do I really want to do this
Yeah.
for 8 to 10 hours?
Yeah.
And it seems like there's a lot more to it.
Pirate ship combat is everywhere. Kingdom Hearts too.
Yeah,
You know?
Kingdom Hearts, the
Damn.
Pirates of the Caribbean
Area,
stuff that
yeah.
they showed.
But
So cool.
Skull and Bones really surpassed my expectations. That was I knew about it, but I didn't give a fuck. But it showed really well. I was very impressed.
Yeah, very cool. It looks freaking ready too.
Yeah.
And that was 2019.
I think that was 2019. They didn't give I think it was just 2019.
Yeah.
Don't know
No
when.
date. Yeah, I'm gonna guess summer for that.
Yeah.
I think
It's
summertime.
good.
would
Get
be a
out
good
of spring,
time.
dude. Fuck.
Yeah, get out of spring and get out of fall because fall is gonna be
brutal.
crazy next year too.
It's just fucking brutal.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess like Last of Us 2. Did they have a date for that? But we'll get
No,
to
they
that
said
later.
they said just. I don't even know if they said 2019. To be honest, I don't think they give a date at all.
I think it's gonna be ready for 2019.
I think so too.
Yeah, if it's not 2019, it's early 2020, but that'd be kind of sucky.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Last of Us 1 was a late PS3 game too,
It was.
so you never know.
It's true.
And then they showed Trials, which is coming to Switch as well. Really stoked for that.
Look, that was a really cool showcase of Trials.
I like Trials, man. Trials is fun. It's like, you know, it's perfect on the Switch too. It's a game that...
Was it called Trials Rising? It was Trials Rising.
Sounds right.
Pretty sure it was right. Yeah. That's
but I feel like it's a perfect game for the Switch. You know, it's just a little time waster, but it's really fun. And it's got a lot of depth to it. Like, they brought the guy up who, like, made all these Trials tutorials, and they hired him. He just did YouTube tutorials, and they hired him to make the in-game tutorials. That's so cool.
That's
amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, Ubi's the type of company to do that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and that's why I really like them. And they're the type to also take risks, and that's what we mean with games like Skull and Bones and games like For Honor. For Honor had more DLC showcase. They're bringing some Chinese characters in there. So they have a whole new faction. The first time they're bringing a new faction.
Right. For Honor. Yeah, I was sitting with your brother. I was like, oh, Boris, your favorite game, dog.
He wasn't excited at all.
He wasn't excited. Oh, this faction's probably OP, dog.
Well, it has been the problem with the game
Yeah.
where every new set of characters has just been so much better.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's like a whole new meta that they're creating because they have all these unblockable attacks that no one else does. That being said,
I think the biggest reveal, though, I think, was what Starlink. Fox is in it.
That's true. Yeah,
that's super cool, man.
A really big deal. A lot of people went crazy. I mean, it's the perfect franchise for Starbucks to come into and just have a guest appearance at, right? It's a space shooter game when you're controlling ships and everything. They announced the amiibo, or not the amiibo, I should say the ship for it.
Yeah, because it's a Toys to Life game, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like Skylanders or whatever.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're bringing Fox into it and with the R-Wing, that shit's gonna sell.
It's gonna sell like crazy, and that's the thing. Starlink now, because of that,
has a chance, I think.
Well,
to do well.
A chance to do well, but a chance to really hook people. So if the game is actually really good, and has like, let's say, some expansive universe that they might add through DLC and whatnot, it has a really good opportunity to really do well as a franchise and have a sequel. And I think this tiny cameo or guest appearance.
He's I think he made the cover for the Nintendo Switch version.
He
so
did.
I think he's gonna be like a big guest character.
Yeah, huge for Nintendo to give that out to them, especially because there's probably not gonna be another Star Fox game for a while after Zero.
That's what we were saying. Like the rumored Star Fox racing game, blah blah blah. This franchise might be dead, right? But for him he showed up at E3, so that's in some fashion, right? So that's pretty cool. And it's the only thing that worries me. It's launching in October. Stacked ass month.
It is. That's true. That's true.
It is launching on Switch.
It would have been a great August game.
Oh fuck yeah! I feel like the summer is wide open.
It is
up until September.
I agree. I agree.
I don't know.
That sucks for a lot of developers, but I think also a lot of these developers, especially with a game like Starlink, they want to get that fall season just so it's still a fresh game for Christmas presents.
I feel like those Toys to Life games really they want to push that around the holiday
and I think
season.
there's a reason why Smash Bros was just announced for December, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So finally, I guess that was it for UB, and then they added off with Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah. Oh, it's real.
It's out this year.
It's out this year.
Oh no! How did it look?
There's a lot of Sparta kicks.
A lot of Sparta kicks.
Yeah.
Like, it looks fine, right? It looks okay. It looks like more Assassin's Creed. It looks like more Assassin's Creed Origins. Origins was a good game, right? But man, they got to, like I was telling Behr, they got to diversify their content. Like, they got 2 studios working on Assassin's Creed. It's like, what do we really need? All of that Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
I'd be much more excited with another original project.
And you purchased Origins as well, and I think you were ready for another Assassin's Creed experience.
Because it was like,
and I know for hell you're not going to get Odyssey.
No.
Yeah, because it just shows Ubisoft needs to understand, like, we aren't ready for Assassin's Creed every year again.
It's out in October. Red Dead's out that month.
Yeah.
Forget
Red
it.
Dead,
Forget it.
And it's like it's
too much competition.
Ubi's just got to know it. They got to stop having 2 different teams working on this franchise. We just need to have one team that's just dedicated to Assassin's Creed.
And do it like every 3 years and make them fucking good.
Yeah. Origins, I thought, was
Origins
great.
Origins was great.
Yeah.
So, anyways, moving on from Ubi, then
Sony.
Sony was the big one last night. Very interesting conference. Very weird structure and format.
Oh, man.
The games that they showed, I call it a quality over quantity press conference. The games that they showed, they wanted to take a different approach, right? They had their big 4 pillars, they called it. They really invested into each one of those to really kind of flesh them out and show a lot of each title. But it didn't make for the most exciting press conference.
It did not. It was one of the strangest formats that they've ever gone with. And it was to the point where we thought that they were having some form of issues. I mean, that's not been confirmed yet because
they switched venues halfway through.
They switched venues.
Wow.
I think that was planned for them to go from room to room, but then to just go back
man.
into that PlayStation booth. I mean, The Last of Us 2 reveal was amazing.
Oh, the game looks great.
It looks fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
The gameplay they showed was like, it was tense. It was...
The animations, like the way Ellie's interacting with everything, I'm just like, damn, the attention to detail here is insane.
Yeah, very... something else. Absolutely something else. But then... kind of killing that buzz. We got out of that trailer like, oh my god, what's next?
What's next?
We're waiting for like Sean Layden to come out on stage, and
then you shoot back to like Sean Layden's up there with Ryan Clements and like and they're talking and like
Sean Layden was even there. I don't think was he.
He eventually came out to the
but he wasn't there right after.
No,
I think
he
it was
wasn't.
on to I forgot the guy's name, but
the other guy.
Yeah, he always hosts the PlayStation shows, but he just goes on to him, and it's like
managers.
we're just gonna talk about this, and while everyone else moves to the next venue, and I was like, well, this is kind of a buzzkill.
It is.
It might be cool for the journalists there and the people there, but for the viewers, which is where most people are watching it, really weird.
Because what they tried to do, right, is that first area they had it in was the tent from the trailer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I see what they're trying to do. They tried to really, but it's not. Does not make for a good show for people watching. Sure, it was probably awesome for the people there. And it was like, oh, damn, the trailer is where we are right now. I'm just like, that's cool. But I'm just like, man.
That's not... I mean,
they fucking just... Yeah, it totally killed the momentum.
I'm all about setting up themes, but I feel like you got to do that with LED displays like they've done before, where you just have huge screens and then you just change the backdrop of those screens to fit that theme. I just think that's the only way it really works to kind of keep the train going. And I really thought that Sony just nailed that formula. I thought they were the kings of E3 because their last, 3 to 4 years,
has
man.
Been killer, man.
Holy shit. They have just been game after game. Sean Layden comes out, hey, we also got this for you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, we also got this for you guys.
That's what Microsoft did this year.
Yeah,
they copied their format.
Yeah, and Microsoft, I mean, they learned from each other because I think Microsoft almost started that formula in a way early. I'm talking about earlier E3s during the 360 era. But then Sony took over the reign for a long time, and now Microsoft kind of understood what makes a good E3. Yeah. And even so, if you don't have first-party titles, just show us some cool reveals. Yep. But after that, was it Ghosts of Tsushima was the next game?
They did Ghosts of Tsushima, did a deep dive into that. Fucking amazing, beautiful looking game.
Oh, man.
Holy shit.
I was blown away. Yeah.
Very impressive. Like the grass, the field,
the sunset from far away, and
and then at the very end they had that cinematic, kind of showdown between the lady and the main dude with the leaves and the sunset. I'm just like, this is so fucking
That's some Metal Gear Solid 3 shit.
Yeah, it's it's so cinematic. I'm just like, this is really cool, very unique.
The combat looked a little clunky. Yep. Still not released, obviously. That was my only gripe with it, but overall, probably one of the games I'm most excited for, too. I mean, that conference, like you said, quality over quantity was definitely their go-to.
But the biggest game of the show, Resident Evil fucking 2.
I know.
Of course.
Retel. I was losing my shit.
I heard Retel in the background. We were doing our stream. I was looking at it. I just heard, and Retel's deep-ass voice in the back. I thought he was having a stroke. I had to look over. I was like, shit, is he okay? Okay, he's all right.
And
looks incredible.
It looks incredible. And have you seen both trailers?
There's another trailer?
There's another one.
Okay, I have not.
And do you know what's fucking ridiculous? The trailer, because they posted one to YouTube as well. The one to YouTube is better.
Okay.
It's a much better trailer. But you know what? The one that they showed at the conference has that slow build up to the Leon reveal, right? So I think that's why it's like the little tease, right?
Trying to get people just get the reactions.
Exactly. It's all about the reaction. And man, this is exactly what I wanted from a Resident Evil 2 remake, right?
Man. I'm so happy.
Like, especially in this new trailer on YouTube, it's very slower paced. It's very dark. It's horror. And, you see a little glimpse of Ada. You see a little glimpse of Birkin, Mr. X. I'm just like, oh,
and Nemesis there too, right?
Mr. X.
That wasn't
Nemesis.
Mr. X. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what Resident Evil 2 is
much
as
but fuck, man. I was perfect. And I called it, too.
Yeah.
January, I even said.
Damn.
It's going to be on the Sony stage. I said it was going to be out January.
I cannot believe it's ready for January.
That's nuts.
Called it, because that's how they rolled out RE7.
That is how they rolled out RE7. I just thought that just because we haven't seen shit about this game.
Yeah. But we didn't see shit about RE7.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah. That's a good point.
But man, I couldn't be happier. Leon looking super young.
Looks good. I think they're gonna expand on the RE2 storyline
For
as
sure,
well, right? I
because,
think they're
I
gonna have
mean-
like more bits in between or whatnot.
Yeah, because like they probably have to. Because Resident Evil 2, if you go back and play and you know what you're doing, you can plow through that game really quickly.
And this is more over the shoulder style, isn't
It
it?
is, yeah. You even see Leon slowly walking up to the RDP, right?
Yeah.
Police station,
I noticed that.
and it looked like RE4 over the shoulder, and
That's awesome.
it was great. I'm really curious. Are they gonna do like kind of like Resident Evil 2 style, where it's like, it's not kind of just linear. It's you're searching all throughout the police station and stuff. So I'm really curious to see how they approach it.
That's true. I mean, I think they have the platform to just almost reimagine a lot of things and to really expand it. They're
later
not
on
limited.
today, I wanted to do it last night, but I just ran out of time with cooking and shit.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, Retel.
no, but I'm gonna do because there are so many shots from the trailer. They're straight out of Resident Evil 2, and I'm gonna do a video, a little breakdown. So
Yeah.
look for that.
Oh yeah.
On Retel
Good.
Factor.
That's awesome. I can't wait. I'll check that out.
But no, really, really cool. Couldn't be happier with how it turned out. It looks awesome.
Yeah,
That's-
I'm happy.
to me,
man.
that
I'm
was the
happy,
highlight.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy for Resident Evil fans. I'm happy that this franchise is finally getting the love it deserves. Because I was very outspoken about the fact that I just thought Resident Evil was getting shat on, and I felt like fans like you were just had to eat up everything they threw out there because that's all you guys had to nibble on. And finally, with RE7 being
Things
great,
kinda shifted.
and this I'm
Yeah.
sure is going to be great because it looks terrific.
Looks great.
I think that team at Capcom that is working on this Resident Evil franchise, Capcom better pay those fuckers well. Pay them well, treat them good, because I guarantee you they're the ones keeping your brand alive because their fighting game divisions aren't for sure. But everything else right now seems like it's going.
But yeah,
back
it's
to
almost
old
like it's the
Capcom.
return of Cap God, man.
Yeah,
like
it is.
Monster Hunter World was great.
Monster Hunter World,
Fucking
Mega Man
DMC
11 looks good.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Mega Man 11, like Resident Evil 2, like they're nailing
I think
it.
they just
They're
need to
nailing it.
they need to bail Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
They just do Street Fighter 6, start from ground up, and get us all going again.
Damn.
Yeah,
like
I don't
that.
think there's anything wrong with that. I think there's nothing wrong with admitting defeat and saying that, hey, maybe I don't think there's any way Street Fighter 5 is going to get an audience again. If Arcade Edition, a free update, was not going to be enough.
They're not going to expand on the audience they have. It's just diminishing returns. You're not
Yeah.
gonna bring in any new players. I don't think it's too late.
So
Um,
after the Resident Evil 2, I wanted to talk about Death Stranding, which I was super excited to see. Finally, I called it. That was one of my predictions, Retel, that you thought I was going to be wrong about.
Gameplay,
Gameplay.
Death Walking, dude.
We saw it, man. We saw it. It's
Just a bunch of walking. It's a walking simulator.
it's walking, but motherfuckers are invisible. All right.
Dude, that's so scary.
But I think the game is going to try and make you feel isolated,
Yeah.
and then it seems like later on, that was the reason why I think the trailer later on made you feel like, hey, there's actually a lot of shit around you.
They're-
You just
they're
can't. There's another dimension. They're playing
something
with
going on,
They're
yeah.
playing with a fourth dimension or third dimension.
weird.
There's something happening there, and obviously a lot of paranormal shit. But I think they're gonna play a lot with the space theme.
It's gonna be like a horror, like almost
Thriller.
thrillers.
Yeah,
Very interesting. I'm gonna play it 100%.
of course.
100%. I love Kojima and his games, but is this game gonna be good? Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, I
game-
believe in Kojima.
I believe too.
I used to be a bit of a doubter with Kojima. I mean, I just thought I was like, I just felt like after Metal Gear, when I first played like the first two games, when I was much younger in my Metal Gear life cycle, and I was like, okay, is this guy just really good at making stealth games and like
Yeah.
really good at storytelling? Like, is everything this guy produces really good? And that's when I went back and I played Police Knots and Snatcher and his earlier stuff, and even games that he's touched. Even the Castlevania, what was the 3D one called?
Not sure.
Okay,
Which one? PS2 one or?
PS 360 and PS3.
I don't know.
You know which
It
one I'm
escapes
talking
me.
about.
I do know which one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, the PS2 one. You guys know what I'm talking. I know there's a lot of viewers right now yelling at their
Wasn't
speakers.
Judgment? Wasn't Judgment.
It
was
wasn't
No.
Judgment. No, Judgment's a Wii fighting game. But anyways, he worked on. I mean, he worked on that first game. It had a sequel as well, and
It did.
that was really
Lords of
well
Shadow.
done, too. Lords of Shadow. Thank you. There you go. There you go.
There we go.
And I feel like, I don't know, I have trust in him. I think this is one of the weirdest directions he's ever taken. I don't know if this game's going to be a trilogy or going to have a
knows?
sequel. I have a feeling that this is going to be just a
Yeah.
one-time thing, especially with all the Hollywood talent he's putting in it. That's probably the only thing I don't like about it. I'm not a big fan of just so much
Yeah.
Hollywood in my video games. It kind of takes me out of it personally. That's just me. but looks really cool.
I just hope this game isn't too far up its own ass to be enjoyable.
Oh god.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I know.
But-
I'm very much about that. I don't want it to be super cryptic and all that, but it's usually Kojima trailers that are really cryptic. But once you're playing the games, you kind of know what's going on, and I hope that's the same with this. There might be obviously a lot of mystery of what the main villain is, but we'll see. We'll see. And I honestly think we're going to see it either 2019 fall or it's going to be a 2020 June game.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Then they had a few other announcements, like they had Neo 2, which is kind of crazy.
That's cool,
I
yeah.
liked the first one a lot. Not as much as Souls, but I liked Neo. Tons of samurai games all of a sudden, right? Because you also had you had
Sekiro.
FromSoft, right? Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and then of course Neo, and then Ghost of Tsushima. I was like, damn! Now all of a sudden it's just
Like coming back,
all the
there's
samurai
actually a
games.
few others actually too that I remember seeing. That definitely samurais are cool. I mean, they were always cool.
Yeah.
But samurai games, I guess they're kind of coming back, and a bit of sword combat.
Yeah, because everyone's just like, oh, they need to make an Assassin's Creed samurai game, and then other devs are like, oh, we can do that.
yeah.
And that's cool though. It's a cool setting, and
I kind of almost give, even though a lot of these games aren't going to be like Dark Souls, but I give I give Dark Souls and Demon Souls definitely a lot of that credit, where they made these third-person hack and slash games that are slow. They found a way to make them really fun, and I'd give a lot of the props to them for bringing a lot of these genres back.
for sure. FromSoft also making a VR game that looked very strange.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Started with a D. It's got like a couple accents. I don't even know how to pronounce it, to be honest.
Differences. Yeah. I had it written down. I know what you're talking about. I remember they showed that. That was weird because they showed that after the conference.
After the conference.
What
and
did they end the conference with?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Oh,
That's right.
Spider-Man.
Which was cool. I was right. Was that? How many of my predictions were right? We got to go back.
Well, you
and
also
tally.
said that they were going to show Venom. So
Yeah,
you're
but
not 100%
I said,
right.
but I
So
did.
let's all calm
Oh
the
my
fuck
God.
down.
But wait, I said that they were going to show a new villain for sure. I said Venom is very likely because of the movie.
Very Sinister Six.
Yeah, but
Very cool.
yeah, but it's definitely they showed new villains because I knew that they were not just gonna have Mr. Negative. They had to show us more, especially before the games come out. I still feel like Venom's gonna be in the game.
Yeah.
If they don't have Venom, they're gonna have a DLC with Venom because they have to promote that movie.
Didn't Insomniac
Yeah.
come out and say no symbiotes?
Did they say that?
I'd have to fact check that one.
I
but-
would not believe them.
Yeah,
and I think
that's
that,
true. I wouldn't take it.
And I
Their
think
word
that
for it.
that's a really stupid move on their part. The game's coming out in September, and the Venom movie comes out in October. Perfect promotion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
No.
Have fucking
Sure.
Venom in it. You know?
Who do you think that was at the end of the trailer for Spider-Man? So they teased something there. Someone's
Yeah,
gonna come and bail
it's,
out.
you know,
Spidey.
it's clearly going to be someone who's more prominent in the Spideyverse. Some people are saying Iron Man. I personally think Captain Marvel
Because they had that glow, right? They had a glow.
had the glow, you know, and she kind of has these cosmic powers
She
where
does,
she
yeah.
shoots
all
shit at
fiery
you
and
and gets
stuff.
all So that's my guess because they're trying to promote Captain Marvel so much.
Because I feel like Iron Man, that's such an obvious. It's so played out.
It
you know,
is, and I think they might be saving
it's too
that.
on the nose with Spider-Man: Homecoming. You know,
But at the same time, it could be someone just totally, I don't know, just totally new and unexpected, and like a smaller character. They always do that in the Spider-Verse, where they, you know.
what if it was Nova?
Oh.
It would not be Nova. that would make zero
Yeah.
sense.
That'd be
I
pretty
mean,
cool, though.
yeah. I mean,
I'm okay with that.
it could make sense. It
Make it work.
sense, Doug. Ultimate Spider-Man had Sam Alexander in it.
Anyways, moving on. So, yeah, Spider-Man looks cool though. I thought it
Yeah.
looked really fluid.
Looks great.
The movement looks amazing.
Cannot wait. That's
Yeah.
definitely one of
It's
the
gonna be so
games I'm
fun.
looking forward to the most. God, fall is so packed. I'm
My
glad
money.
Smash Bros. Is December, to be honest.
Yes. So that was it for Sony. Very strange conference.
Yeah.
I hope to see a format change for next year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they were gonna get
Weakest of the three.
weakest. Like
Yeah.
I posted on Twitter. I was like, "What Sony? What the fuck was that?" And there's some people like defending it. There's a lot of people like, well, they showed they showed shit I wanted to see. So I I get it. I can't complain too much. We got Resident Evil 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, for you're happy, man. And honestly, like you said, I think just the quality of the games shown was amazing.
Yeah.
Just a really weird comment. There was like 16 to 17 games shown that I counted, and I'm including like when they showed the little PSVR titles, like the
Yeah.
Tetris VR and
Yeah.
which I know was announced previously.
You got the Justin Roiland VR game that looks
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah. Actually, we didn't even talk about Transference.
No transference. Yeah, Ubi's making a VR game too with
Yeah.
Elijah Wood Studio. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
That was announced last year, and that was one thing that I was hoping for in the pre-show that I did with Vic. I was like, Elijah Wood should come out on stage.
Yeah.
Like he should be there and talk about it, make his more intrigued, and he did. I thought that was the right move, and God, that game looks creepy as
It looks
fuck.
cool. It's right up my alley, man. I'm super
Yeah, it
stoked
looks
for
right
that
up,
shit.
dude. It's literally like dark hallways, and you see silhouette
fuck
figures,
that.
and
Fuck that.
holy
I'm
fuck!
out.
You gonna play that shit, Bear?
I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
play
Bear,
that
you
shit.
play.
I'm
play.
definitely gonna watch a lot of reviews on it. I want to support it because I think it's cool that these games are coming and happening on VR.
Yeah.
And it could be a huge title for the platform. But, anyways, we'll keep
So
moving.
Nintendo was this morning,
Yep.
and we knew it was going to be really Smash focused, and it was very Smash focused, but
It
they
was.
saved that for the end.
Yep.
We got some announcements, stuff that we weren't expecting. Mario Party
Oh
for
my
me
God.
was probably the biggest
Yes.
kind of like
I'm gonna get
reveal.
it. Oh, you're
Really?
Gonna get it.
Mario Party.
Really?
Well, thing that we didn't know about.
We didn't
That's
know.
true. That's
Thing that we didn't know about. Like,
it looked cool though.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Fortnite's a bigger deal, but we knew Fortnite was coming. Let's be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
right?
Fortnite's on everything. It's on a
Yeah.
phone for God's
Yeah,
sake. So
and
it should
it's
come
out
on a
today.
Switch.
Actually,
Yeah.
just downloaded it.
Yeah.
I wonder how it
You're gonna
runs.
jump into a match, die real quick.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm
Oh.
super stoked
Damn.
for Mario Party. It looks like they're returning back to the original formula too. And they showed like some cool like tabletop mechanics where you can
That's so
put
sick.
two switches up to each other and
looks so
they
cool.
interact and you can extend the map. I'm
I
like,
wonder
that's
how that
super
works
cool.
though. Like, do you like?
It's probably gonna tell
Oh.
you how to set it up
Yeah.
before the match starts.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
super cool, man. I
Very
think they're
cool.
getting
It's
really
so fun.
creative with it, and like you said, going back to the roots of the franchise.
No 4 players all in one car going
Yeah,
through the
no more of the
that shit.
players
I'm the
versus
fuck
AI.
on.
I think they felt like Mario Party was starting too many fights and parties or
Yeah.
Oh
something.
my
They want-
God.
So-
But no, I want that salty shit,
Yeah,
man. That's what it's all
that's what
about.
Mario
Ben
Party
was so excited for it. He
Yes.
was like, "Oh yeah, give me that
like,
Mario Party."
let's face it, like Mario Party, like you could be good at the mini games, but a lot of the times it's not a
It's
game
luck,
of skill.
man.
Yeah, there's a
Dance
lot of luck
gaming.
and
So much
weird
luck.
shit that happens, but that's the fun of it.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
fun to see your friends get screwed over or
Wow.
you getting screwed over. It's I don't know, it's
Savage.
fun.
Jesus,
This is the
Bear.
best part, man.
It is
Then
fun.
I was super stoked. They showed a new Fire Emblem. We already knew it was
Yeah.
coming,
Yeah.
but they kind of did a final. This is like the first gameplay we've seen of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks cool, man. It looks like they're putting it in like a bigger scale because usually you'll just have a handful of units on the map, but now like when they shrink down and zoom into the units, they all have like their own troops. And
That's
stuff.
really cool.
So they're really making these battles more epic in scale
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. I was like, this looks really cool. It's almost like they're taking some Advance Wars stuff.
I
Because
love
in Advance
Advance
Wars, you
Wars.
have like your infantry units, and there'll be like
Yeah.
several of them all in one square, right?
Nice.
So this one, it looks, I don't know, I'm down. Looks
It's
like
gonna
they're
be
changing up
huge.
the formula a little bit.
Yeah.
And I love Fire Emblem. Gonna play it 100%.
Very, very large franchise for Nintendo, and it's gonna sell a lot. It's gonna push a lot of units, I think, for them. Very cool. Obviously, showed some DLC for Xenoblade and just a
Xenoblade.
few
Yeah.
sizzle reels of a lot of stuff like
Overcooked
we mentioned
2.
earlier. Yeah,
Yeah.
Overcooked 2,
which is
was
out in
shown.
August. That was the first time they've ever shown it too. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Were you there when we played? No, you weren't.
No, I beat all of Overcooked.
I played it with.
Yeah.
We had
We-
Billy,
Whitney
me,
and I-
Lou,
We
and
beat
Ben.
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you get 4 players, we get salty, man.
Oh, it gets
What?
really funny.
Because if someone's dropping the ball, like, yo,
Yeah.
get the thing. What the fuck are you
Yeah.
doing? Blah blah blah.
Dang.
There's no
Do the
real games
fucking
like
dishes.
it. It's very much a it's one of those conversation and just hype starter games,
Yeah.
which I love. I love it. There's not enough couch co-op games these days.
And then what was it? The Killer Queen was it?
Killer Bee.
Killer
Queen?
B.
What are we talking about here?
The,
It's like
uh,
a B game.
The
It's
B
like
game. It's like a
Killer Queen
4v4.
That one looked really fun.
It's like that. It was the arcade game that they're bringing to the Switch for the
Yeah.
first time. It was like a 4v4, 2D. Let me just bring
Was
it up
I
here.
zoning out completely? Because I remember in the beginning of the conference they were doing they showed the mech game, which seems like a brand new franchise, and we thought it was
I
like
totally forgot about
we
that.
were like, was it Custom Robo? Is it Mech Warrior? But
Killer Queen. Yeah, it's Killer Queen.
Killer
Can
Queen.
I see a screenshot of this?
It's like this game.
Yeah, they played
That's
it.
right.
Oh,
So this is
okay,
actually a
okay.
really big deal in like arcades and stuff.
Oh, all right.
So it's like a
Sure.
newer arcade game. It's a hipster fucking thing.
Yeah.
But it's it's definitely like something that once it comes out, I think it'll catch a lot of people off guard and will blow up pretty big. I think.
Showed a bunch of indies. Hollow
They
Knight
showed
was
a lot
in
of
that
bit- yeah,
mix.
Hollow
There's a
Knight
bunch of
Yeah.
sizzle
is
reel.
out
It wasn't
today.
really like anything too crazy. I think Retel is right. Probably the biggest surprise was Mario Party,
Yeah.
But
which I know
no Animal
sounds-
Crossing.
Oh, fucking shoot me in the head. Kill me now. I'm so sad. I'm devastated. My heart's broken. It's okay. Fallout will be there for me.
Fallout.
It's fine.
And but Smash. Let's talk about Smash.
Holy shit.
Holy fuck.
Bear! Your boy!
It's insane.
Your boy
Smash
is there.
Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's coming back.
So good.
I know they
including
mentioned there.
Snake.
Oh my god, that was insane, man. That's so cool. When they said 64 characters, I didn't have the time to do the math in my head, but I was like, if one of those 64 is not Snake, there's something going on. But everyone is back. Every single character, is back. And I think they're all launch.
There's no DLC
unlockable, no DLC.
Yeah. Well, you just gotta unlock them as you play, which is cool.
Smash Bros. Ultimate. Oh my god, it was just. I was going through Twitter and David Hayter was like, "Yep, that's me. I'm doing the voice for it." I'm glad
Sorry,
that obviously,
Kiefer.
yeah. I mean, no, Kiefer can't do Solid Snake.
No, yeah, exactly.
Solid Snake was always David Hayter, even though Naked was as well. But at least it was a bit of an older. Oh, it has to be, especially because the Snake in the Smash Bros. Franchise has always been kind of Snake between Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2,
right?
Because Twin Snakes was that Nintendo exclusive. So the next thing they need to do, they're getting close with Konami. Obviously, a lot of people want Simon in the game, but they need to bring the Metal Gear collection to the Switch.
Yes.
And have Twin Snakes as part of that.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be
they need to do it.
Fucking
they can have 1, 2, 3 easily.
I'd buy it.
Yeah.
I'd buy it too. I'd play it. First time ever.
I would buy just Twin Snakes alone to replay. Like all those games are just so replayable if you're into just finding.
Still play really well too, and they're really fun.
They do.
But yeah, they're bringing back every character. They had a couple new additions. They showed Ridley.
Oh my god!
Right there
that
at the
was
end.
fucking nuts.
I was so hyped for that too.
Shit. I just realized the two characters, and they showed a new Echo character. Right? Is that what they called them?
Yeah, the Echo. So it's like the.
So they're the new characters were Daisy, Ridley.
Yeah. Yes.
From Star Wars.
I would say Daisy.
Daisy Ridley. Duh.
Yeah.
But they should.
Daisy is an Echo character. Obviously, Ridley's brand new. For me, I'm a big fan of Metal Gear. Obviously, you guys know this, but also my favorite Nintendo franchise is probably, it's a tie between Metroid and F-Zero. I'd probably give the edge to Metroid. And the fact that Ridley is coming too, I think is so cool.
As soon as they said we're gonna have like another announcement character, I was like, it's Ridley.
Yeah.
And as soon as we saw like where they were walking on that bridge, we're just like, yep, it's fucking Ridley.
What a cool trailer, huh?
Yeah, it was really cool.
You saw like Mario get knocked off, and who's the other character? Maybe Link it was, but it was just like they were just getting bodied. It was like a horror film. It was awesome.
Super cool.
I loved it.
Wow.
It looks OP too. Ridley looks really good.
He looks really good. Yeah.
And the amiibo for him looks awesome as well. They have one for him.
There better be a snake amiibo.
If there's a snake amiibo, I am day one picking that shit up, man.
Yeah, pre-order it.
I would definitely go and get that one because I got all the ones I really want. To be honest, like I have Falcon, I have Samus.
You're welcome.
I have the Metroid Samus Returns ones,
like the squishy ones.
Yeah.
You have Falcon.
Do you have Ryu, dog?
I do have Ryu.
Whoa, where did you get that? What the? We have Mega Man.
I have Mega Man. Yes. I have Charizard.
Yep.
Yeah, Retel.
Okay, I don't want Luigi.
You got Luigi?
I don't have.
That's what I fucking thought.
Retel, man, I was gonna trade you. Do you have a Wario though, Retel?
I don't.
I have a Wario.
I want a Wario, but. Okay, so I mean they're bringing back every single fucking character. It's crazy, and they showed some gameplay tweaks as well. So I think that Behr, that was we wanted to watch like they had like a full match afterwards, but really hard to tell from the people who were playing at the time.
Yeah,
because we jumped on to record right after the Nintendo conference. But I just hope that they change up the Smash 4 gameplay a little bit. Like it's definitely all based on the Smash 4 engine, right?
Of course, yeah. We're not expecting melee and wave dashing and all this shit.
Of course not. Yeah,
but it needs to have that kick. What it needs to be like is when I see people who play Melee casually, it needs to feel like that. Like when I see Whitney play like Project M in Melee, when she hits someone with a smash attack, it fucking hurts.
Yeah.
And when exactly like Ben and Lou and my brother Boris, they don't wave dash. They don't. They don't L cancel.
What?
No.
They don't do any of that stuff. But they still prefer Melee because it has that. Kick, that punch,
it's got that speed. You can get those satisfying spikes and early kills.
You can 0 to 100 people, like or just combo them after like it has that engine and that dynamic, and I just want that to have that same feeling. But I feel like Smash 4 was a lot of just delayed and stalled deaths. You were at 200% and you were hitting people with smash attacks and they still wouldn't die, and there were characters with just insane recovery, and there on top of that there was ledge snapping, so you'd like magnet towards the ledge. It was just I don't know, it just was not satisfying to play. Even when I won in that game, I never felt good. I never felt satisfied. I never felt like I got that rush of dopamine that I wanted playing the game.
So satisfying getting that that fucking like Meteor Smash,
Yeah.
right? Oh my god.
Yeah,
come on.
and they really toned those down too in Smash 4. There's not many characters that have Meteor Smashes,
Yeah.
and if they do, they're hard to land. So that's all I really want from the game. I want us to just be able to play it casually and just like be
Just
able to have fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Smash, like, it's always been a great party game. So I'm glad, like, all the characters are coming back.
So
we can
good.
still do 8-player Smash, right?
Probably with 8 switches.
With
Is that how it's gonna
No.
work?
8 Joy-Cons?
Well, 8
That's a lot of Joy-Cons.
I have 6 Joy-Cons.
Jesus Christ. Why do you
You're
have
right.
Well,
so
I mean,
many?
2 of them are my girlfriends.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But regardless, we can play with GameCube controllers too.
Oh,
So that's sick as fuck.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, like, yeah, we were curious to see what this new Smash was going to be. I think this is going to make a lot of people happy.
I'm
Smash
excited.
Yeah, I mean, it made me happy already.
Exactly.
To be honest, like,
Aw,
Snake is back.
That's
That's
so
all.
good.
That's all
to be
he
honest,
needed.
that's all I need, man. I just need Snake, Falcon, and that's it. Like, honestly, I'll be pretty
Pichu.
happy.
Stop.
Some Wii Fit trainer. I get hyped for some Wii Fit trainer, man.
Yeah, we had a couple of matches over the weekend, and
Retel was I found his new bane, man. Is that Wii
we
Fit
fit
trainer?
trainer, dog.
He never knows
Actually?
when I'm making my
Oh,
little
God.
aura balls of energy, you know. I love
But
it.
anyways, I think we're gonna end it there.
Yeah.
Whew, that was E3.
Before we ended,
Oh,
what was your
shit.
favorite? What was your favorite out of the entire E3?
What was my favorite conference?
What's your favorite conference? Favorite show?
My favorite conference was Microsoft.
Yeah.
My favorite reveal was Resident Evil 2.
Okay.
That was
Fair.
the absolute highlight of the show for me.
Whitney.
It would be for Bethesda. Their conference was really nice, and of course, Fallout 76. You get to see more. What's it about?
Woo.
What you Bear?
That's a good one. I'm gonna give it also to Microsoft. I think Bethesda's really good too. That's not a bad choice. I feel like as a developer they do really good. But Microsoft favorite game. It's really hard to pick a favorite game. But there was a lot of favorite moments too. Like really hyped for Battletoads. I'm gonna just
Fuck yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
tired. Really hyped for Snake and Smash Bros. That really made me extremely excited.
That's insane.
And Cyberpunk just looked so
Oh,
freaking
Yeah,
good.
that game looks
Cyberpunk,
so
goddamn.
good.
You know, just a honorary mention to Gears of War 2 just
Yep.
under that.
The pop one, right? No, just
Oh,
joking.
man.
Gears of War Tactics.
There's
though?
a lot of good books. You guys are the worst.
But
But
think
just
this
a
was
lot
a
of good moments, right? For
great
me, it's
E3.
so hard to pick out.
Yeah.
fantastic E3.
Yeah.
Really good. I don't think anyone's gonna leave this E3 being disappointed with how
No.
things went down in the games that were shown there. I think there was something for everyone.
Yeah.
I'm definitely satisfied with Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
But of course, let us know what you guys thought about it. And that's gonna be it. Next episode is episode 100.
100. The hundo. The
we
hundo.
gotta figure out. I know Ben's out of town next week, so
Yeah.
Oh.
we gotta figure some shit out.
Yeah.
So there's a chance it might not be next week, but just follow us on Twitter. We'll keep you updated. And again, in the community Discord as well, we'll let you guys know what is going on. Big shout outs to our patrons as always. And again, that Billy Club cruise video is up there right now, and we'll have another exclusive video. We actually filmed our reactions of the Nintendo conference, so that would probably be
Yeah.
fun to cut
Yeah.
and put up on there. Anyways, thanks Behr, thanks Whitney, thanks to you guys. Peace out.
Woo.